Cincinnati fans view their star wide receiver, A.J. Green, as their hero, but few know the story of where he grew up and who his hero was.
I couldn't believe it at first, so I just sat in my room, just sat there for a while, and it just hit me, and I just started crying.
Out to 1807 Savannah Highway.
Louis' team had been called to a fire at a furniture warehouse.
Within minutes, engines from across the city were dispatched, including Engine 15 and its captain, Louis Mulkey. Smoke spread across the sky for miles. Firefighter Billy Perez was off duty, but called into an engine on the scene.
I said, "Johnny, what's going on?" You know, he's in a panic. In his voice, I can hear him. He said, "Where are you, Bill?" He said, "You got to get down there." So, we turn around. We got to go. Louis is missing. Louis is missing.
Is everybody out? Where you at? No, sir. We still got guys in there.
At 7:32 p.m., 24 minutes after the initial report of the fire, a mayday call from Louis Mulkey and his final words.
I love you. Ready on engine 15. Go on to the captain 15. Anybody in 15? There's everybody out of the building. We still can't find the captain 15.
At 4 a.m., word gets around and dispatchers find out the names of some of those we lost.
Louis Mulkey.
Mulkey? Oh, wow.
We're not going to quit on defense, you understand that? Yes, we're going to keep boxing out, and we're going to have a lot of this tonight. It ain't about me, it's about us tonight. You got it? Yes, sir. Let's go. Win on three. Come on, man. 1, 2, 3, win!
Louis Mulkey had two titles, coach and captain, and he cherished both.
In his day job, he was a firefighter for the city of Charleston, South Carolina. Whenever he wasn't on Engine 15, he was on the fields and courts of Somerville High School, an assistant coach in football and basketball.
If it was up tonight, somebody gets a game ball, and that's what the
He just really loved those boys. He believed in them. They helped him as much as he may have helped them.
They were essentially his children. He didn't have kids. They were his children.
If you needed money you didn't eat, he'll give you the last little bit of money he had in his pocket. Even if that meant his gas money getting home, he'll make sure you ate before the game.
last game of the season.
Mulkey first began coaching many of Somerville's seniors as young boys. As 8th graders on his basketball team, he made a prediction for their future.
He knew since we was in middle school, he told us the year 2008 we was going to win state.
He tried to instill in the kids a lot of the things that he learned the hard way so that they wouldn't have to learn it the hard way.
Coach Mulkey's message for all his players was to do the right thing, the right way, for the right reasons.
And while he pushed the team to be the best in the game, he also wanted them to win in life.
When he was up at school, to check on them, make sure they were getting good grades, pay attention to the teachers and stuff, and if they didn't do their homework, you know, he'd sit them down in the middle of the field in a desk while the other kids are practicing. They'd have to do their homework.
He urged them to keep their futures in mind, and above all, get an education.
A lot of those lower colleges, they have scholarships available, but a lot of the kids don't know about it. So they would start farming these kids out to these smaller colleges on scholarships so they can go get an education and play ball, you know, so that they can continue on with what they wanted to do.
At the end of the horrific fire, 9 heroic men, now called the Charleston Nine, would lose their life in the nation's worst firefighter tragedy since September 11th. 6 months later, Louis Mulkey's team took the court together in pursuit of what could have been the school's first ever state victory, without their biggest supporter. Each of them in their own right discovered the same truth, that the way to heal was to play with heart, to leave everything on the court. The way to honor their hero was to take home the title, to win the state championship their coach had predicted 5 years ago.
The fire department had a black helmet made with a gold and green shield, and they presented it to the team so that Louis could always be there with them on the bench.
The team carried the helmet to every game, placing it on the 4th seat of the bench, Mulkey's seat.
It was a shot, a prayer,
Bruce missed the shot. But number 32 got the ball and took 2 dribbles.
Rebound, Robinson, full court shot.
As soon as the ball left his hand, I watched the ball, and I looked at the goal, and I watched the ball again. And I thought to myself, it's like, that ball's going in.
Full court shot at the buzzer. It's good! It's good! No, please!
Are you telling me that this is how this is going to end? Because we've been through so much together. Is this how this is going to end?
With one impossible shot, all they played for, worked for, hoped for, lost. It was the wrong ending.
It's an amazing shot to win the game, we think.
But maybe it was wrong.
I just seen the referees get together, and I was almost like in a crouching position, just looking at them, just hoping they reverse it.
And then it happened.
It does not go. It does not count. Somerville wins the 4A state title.
The shot that beat Somerville didn't count, because it didn't beat the buzzer. It was the ending a coach predicted 5 years ago.